Rawchaa Yahawashi, Rawchaa Yahawah, Rawchaa Yahawah, Rawchaa Yahawashi.
Assembling. Look at this. Look at this shit.
I'm gonna the Ford.
What are the odds? What the fuck? What are the odds that all these lights are here a day before the hurricane?
Look at that. Yeah, bro, look.
Here, I'm getting out of the car.
Yeah. On them, bro.
I am. They're just glowing balls of light, bro. They're not making any noise, too. Look at that, dude.
Zoom in on that shit, bro.
They're like disappearing in light. You see that?
Yeah.
They're all disappearing. Dude. Now it's just one left up there. What the fuck? What's the coincidence that they're all here a day before the hurricane, bro? Look, that one's starting to disappear. Whoa, bro. Fuck, dude. It's gone.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck.
Dude.
Oh, man. That's fucking creepy.
Hey, the end of the world's coming. I'm telling you, bro.
Wait a
Caleb
second.
sent me the storm.
On my phone, look. You can see a black dot up there.
What the fuck?
What the hell? Dude, that's a
UFO.
UFO. Dude. It just disappeared. It just disappeared. What the f***?
I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Jimmy, you ain't fucked up. But that shit's getting all but close to the moon. You see it? Yeah, I see it. Our fuck is fucked up. Our government is fucked up.
Where's that?
What? Bam!
What did it just say?
Look at it. Look at the fucking smoke ring. Are you fucking shitting me? I'm a drunk ass redneck videoing some fucking shit. Like, what in the fuck is that? There's the fucking moon. This bullshit just sent a fucking shockwave. What?
It's lucky my sound was having a problem. Alright. Shalom to elective Israel. To the hopeful elected Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. Alright. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians and Haitians. and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who led me to this truth. I've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, prepare, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, is be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. The judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Make sure the music's not too loud. Okay, cool. Just checking. Yeah, something's going on with my sound. I had to go and fix it. So Salakia for that. Now we're going to be dealing with America Babylon the Great. Is Big Maui. And this is a term, that I heard Pastor Dahar say. And, it does make a lot of sense. Maui just had that huge fire. And a lot of things got destroyed. Also going to be dealing with the BRICS. Haste the West. Also, human trafficking, government shutdowns, and other various end-time topics. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. We're going to get right into it. And Shalom. So to everybody out there, Yahawashi outside Barak Atham. As we inch closer to this time, and I know I was listening to Pastor Dahar earlier. He said Bill Gates is saying that everybody has to get this digital ID. So, we know that's not the C-HIP, but it's the step towards the C-HIP. Things that are being put into place. These heathens, they know their kingdom's going down. So, the reason why I wanted to, what put the spirit on me to, Lord put the spirit on me to deal with this first thing about America Babylon the Great. Basically, is going to be a Maui. It's going to be all on fire. All right, because it says Biden uses minor fire at his house to claim he knows what it's like to lose a home while visiting Maui. Right. So he come over there all try to do a little sensitive. Story about while visiting the fire-ravaged remains of Maui, he knows what it's like to lose a home. Recalling that 15 years ago, lightning started a fire in his residence in Delaware. I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, of what it was like to lose a home, Biden said, right? So he went over there and tried to be all sentimental with them and whatnot, but people are not understanding that the destruction of America Babylon the Great is going to be this time's, 5,000 miles, okay? And it's not going to be just a fire where you can escape it, man. And this is why we keep warning Israel, to make sure you're in the graces of Yahawashi, okay? And get and repent and convert. So we're going to go over here and deal with some precepts. I didn't want to put too much into it. I didn't really want to hear what he was saying, but it's just kind of just spiritually, something that's tying into prophecy. And he's basically, this is a small example of what is going to happen to America Babylon the Great, what happened over there in Maui. So we're going to do Matthew chapter 13, verse 42. And it reads, this Yahawashi speaking. Let's go back. Go back a verse. This is verse 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, which is sin out of sin. So you don't want to be caught up in this situation where you have been gathered out of the kingdom, right? Bear with me 1 second. All right. As I was saying, which gather them which do iniquity, right? Verse 42. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. This is the lake of fire, man. That's where we're at in America, Babylon the Great. And there's going to be other places that are destroyed with nuclear destruction too. But first and foremost, America, Babylon the Great. Because that's where most of Israel is. And it says there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth, man. So that means what? If those fires hit you, you ain't going to just die. It's not going to just, you're not going to just perish fast, man. It's going to be a slow, very painful death. You don't know how long the Lord make you burn in that before he, take your soul back up. Okay, it's a serious offense to come against Yahawashi. Okay, especially as an Israelite. You take that damn sea hip, hey man, you're gonna understand the punishment of what it means to go against the Lord, and that's what 2/3 of people did. They crucified Yahawashi when Pilate told them that, his hands is not upon this, his blood is not on, he said, my hands is clean of this man's sins. Well, Pilate, whoever he is today, he's going to have to get hit with the intercontinental ballistic missiles too, because all heathens are going to take the sea hit. There's not one heathen that's not going to take that shit. They're all going to take that shit. And even the ones that don't, they're going to get forced or they're just going to get put to death. So, in a sense, they're all going to take it or get killed. The only people that are making out of here is the elect of Israel. Lord, when we part of that number. Psalm chapter 112, verse 10. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash them with his teeth and melt away. And the desire of the wicked shall perish. See? Everything's going to perish. All their wants, dreams, hopes, all that is going to be done away with, man. And that's why I said come out of Babylon the Great, or you're going to be part of that destruction, man. You're going to get the wrath that the Lord has upon these heathen, man. And that's why we said quit celebrating birthdays. Quit doing these customs. Quit doing this shit. Quit chasing the bag. Because if you don't, you're going to get left out here to burn with them. Matthew chapter 24, verse 51. And they shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion. This is Yahawashi speaking. With the hypocrites, right? There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. And I actually want to go back one verse. See? The Lord of that servant shall come in the day when he looketh not for him, in the hour that he is not aware of. Why? Because he is not watching. He is not standing on his tower and warning the people around him what is going on. So the Lord did what? He threw him in there with the heathens, man. Okay, this is very serious. And that's if you don't get drafted to World War III and get killed in that. And that's another big thing we try to tell our people too. You need to serve Yahawashi because he'll mess around and throw you in World War III and your ass is through. And even more scary, he could throw your ass in there and you could die. You can go up there and he say, man, I had all these people come to you and you didn't listen. I'm finna send you back down there and you're going to taste them missiles. The Lord is not playing, man. It's a very fearful thing to fall in the hands of Yahawashi. Lamentations chapter 2 verse 16. All thine enemies has opened their mouth against thee, right? They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day we look for. We have found, we have seen it. So this is why they don't think this is coming. Okay? Because they beat it. They took over us. They raided Israel 70 AD. Israel fell. So they're thinking, that all this taunting and scoffing and all these things that they have done to us, they really got away with it. They think that the Lord's not dealing with us, man. They really do. Even though even when they see us out here doing this work, they think that it's a joke, man. They really don't get it. But some of them Edomites, some of them heathens get it. Some of them get it, and they terrified, okay? That's why another brother, another big bro in GMS, he did a video. He said 50,000 people committed suicide this year, man. All right? And I knew one of those personally, okay? Little dude. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no fucking game, man. This is a very scary situation, and people are not taking this shit as something serious, man. And that's why we doing this stuff every day, so you to see, like, you better get your shit right with Yahawashi. Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That's them intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Those are the ones who are going to get cast into that fire. It's going to be through. You're going to be through, man. So you gotta do everything that the Lord tells you to do to the best of your abilities. It says give this all your might. You know what I mean? This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is the purpose of us being on the earth. Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 14. Wherefore thus saith the Lord, power of hosts, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. See? So right now, this is talking about spiritually, right? Because this word is a fire. So we're telling people stuff, and it's supposed to burn those impurities out of you. It's supposed to give you fear of the Lord, and it's supposed to burn those impurities out of you. It's supposed to bring that peaceable fruit that the Lord is actually trying to yield out of you, you know, if you're a believer. So that's what it does. It burns out those impurities and those thoughts of, it's okay, I can do wickedness. You start finding this stuff out, you don't want to do wickedness no more. You know, we've been living heathenistic this whole time before we came into the truth. You know, we can't serve the Lord for one part of our life. You know, it's not really up to us though. It's up to Yahawah Yahawashi, who he wants to serve him, because he doesn't want everybody to ultimately make it. And this is when it's going to get physical, because you know, right now we explaining it, but it's going to get physical right here. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts, Yahawah Yahawashi, the land is darkened, and the people shall be as fuel of the fire, man. Okay? Just like it said over there, they're going to be burned as the wood. But we're speaking it in the spirit right now to warn our people, so you won't end up right here in this verse. Right? It's fuel of the fire that no man shall spare his brother, man. It's going to be a wicked time, man. And Jake ain't going to know what to do, man, because Jake don't like listening. And that's why we keep trying to come up with as many ways to explain to you what is going to happen. And that's going to be in this time. It's going to be very soon. It's not going to be some just, 100 years from now. Like it's coming, okay? Because of other things that are happening around this situation, especially concerning the sea hip. Because once the sea hip happens, hey, we can only be here for another month or maybe a year. In the middle of Jacob's trouble, we don't know how long we're going to be in that, but it's not going to be long. The Lord said he's going to shorten the time. So there's not going to be that much time in Jacob's trouble. Okay, it's going to be quick death for America, Babylon the Great. It said that they will perish in 1 hour, and that time's going to be shortened. So over 40 countries, sick and tired of the Western-led world order, are clamoring to join a group where China and Russia are members. We all know about this, the BRICS, right? So it says. Here it says the BRICS International Summit in South Africa this week is drawing interest from countries that are sick and tired of Western-led blocs. More than 40 countries have expressed interest in joining Israel, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and the BRICS bloc as an alternative Western-led international group links. Reuters reported on Tuesday, citing South African officials. South Africa is the 15th summit of the BRICS bloc in Johannesburg from Tuesday to Thursday. So that's literally going on right now. Okay? They're talking. Okay? Something is happening right now. And that's what people don't understand. We've been talking about this. We've been speaking about this. The big bros before me have been speaking about this for years. You know, these are the things that I learned from them, and this is literally happening right now. They're literally going against the West, man. That's what's happening. But we're gonna keep breaking it down to Jake, because there's some Jakes that still don't even know what the hell's going on. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 17. You know, you got some people just waking up just now. Jeremiah 49:17. Also, Edom, which is Esau, Edom's so-called white man, shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And that's what they're doing over there right now. They are hissing at the plagues of America, Babylon the Great. They're in there right now talking about, we fucking hate them. We're trying to figure out what are we going to do with these motherfucking demons. That's what they're doing over there right now. Right now. When we go on to our little slave plantation job, they're over there talking about, we're thinking about blowing up America, Babylon the Great. Basically. Because that's what it's going to lead to. And we keep trying to tell our people that, man. Okay, and there's some other articles I pulled up that's showing other things that's going on in America, Babylon the Great. While this is going on, while they're talking about it, America, Babylon the Great is over here fighting each other. We're going to pull it up in a second. Jeremiah 9, verse 19. A voice of wailing heard, for a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. What's that, Israel? What's that voice? That's the men. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. And that's what happened to us, man. And that's why we over here crying out to Yahawashi every day to get us the fuck out of here, man. We're ready to go, man. But there's still some people who's not ready. And people be trying to be like, oh, well, you thought this was going to happen in the year 2000. You know, when the world was going to end. And I'm glad that it didn't. I was like 8 years old. I wouldn't have known shit. I would have died in the shit and didn't even know nothing. You know? And it wouldn't even have got to this point of being able to you know, work in the vineyard. You know? So the Lord has his own time. But hey, man, the Lord's not going to wait forever, man. Right? He's finna take care of some shit. He just did that. So, you know, he let America, Babylon the Great talk shit for 20 more years. And now he's finna start plucking motherfuckers. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16. Cut off the sword from Babylon, which is America, Babylon the Great, this day, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone into his own land. And that's what they're doing right now. But it's mainly because they're not making no money over here, or they can make better money in their land. But they're going to get to the point where they'll start seeing World War III is about to start, and all these projections are saying that America, Babylon Great is going to fail. So they're like, oh, we got to get the fuck out of here. Okay, they tired of this place, man. And they going into their own land. But for us, we're supposed to wait on Yahawashi to come save us. So this is Jeremiah. I want to go back just a couple verses. I want to go back a couple verses. We're going to read them. And then we're going to show you what the Lord is doing to this place. So Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. How are we shooting at her? With these scriptures. We're shooting at her with this judgment. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. So we're not holding nothing back. We're saying you're going to pay for all this shit. We're basically in court right now. Okay? You're basically in the court of Yahawashi, and they're being judged. Shout against her round about. And it said in Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, and don't give the Lord no rest either. Right? She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord to take vengeance upon her. As she has done, do unto her. And that's what we're doing. We're dismantling this place with the scriptures. And then the Lord's going to come finish it off. So I want to go to the Blue Letter Bible. And I want to look up this word. Because we said shoot arrows, right? Well, the Lord is also doing things as well. He's shooting arrows too. And by doing what? He's controlling the kings of the earth. Like it said in Revelation chapter 17, verse 17. He said that he put it in the will and in the mind, which is their heart. Which is saying put it in the hearts, which is their mind, to fulfill his will, which is to what? Separate from America, Babylon the Great, and blow it up. This is Isaiah chapter 64, verse 7. It said, but the Most High shall shoot them with an arrow. We know the Most High is Yahawah. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Right? So when you go look up that word arrow, right? Said he's gonna shoot them with an arrow. We're shooting arrows at it. Lord's shooting arrows at it. We're shooting everything we got over here in the spirit. And it's causing division. Didn't the Lord say he came to make division? Right? So we're going to read this.
Strong's H, 2671. Hates.
Right? It says wound, figuratively. Right? Thunderbolt, the shaft of a spear. Archer, arrow, dart, shaft, wound. Right? So he's going to wound this place. How is he going to wound it? He's going to make all the people who put money in this place be separate from it. And it's going to be cut short. So when we go to the root word of that, right?
Strong's H, 2686. Chatzatz.
What does it say? To divide, to be cut off, be finished. That's what he's doing. He's cutting this place off. Pierce or severe, hence curtail, to distribute. See, into ranks. See, that's what he's doing. Cut off in the midst, man. That's what he's doing. He's cutting this place up, okay? By dividing the nations against this place, and also dividing other Americans against other Americans. He's dividing Egyptian against Egyptian, okay? Which is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. We'll just keep moving on. So we're gonna deal with this a little bit. This is another thing, the reason why America, Babylon the Great has to pay and get destroyed. Because this is going on. Calling for the children, part 1, the horrors of human trafficking. Okay? And these people do this, man. It ain't nobody else doing this. If it says, Lord put the Spirit on me to bring this up. Hold on. Bear with me. So right here, Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 5. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Okay, they literally trafficked so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians in slavery. What makes you think they're not doing it over here when it comes to this situation? They're doing the same shit that they always do. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, that's how thou hast increased thy riches. Through slavery. Through doing things like this, okay? They're doing more than just slavery, man. They're doing all types of human trafficking. That's why I never got into watching NFL and stuff like that, because when they do the Super Bowl and stuff, they're trafficking people behind that shit, man. Whether you want to believe it or not, they're trafficking people behind that shit. Okay, they're selling all types of shit while everybody's focused on some fucking men running around with fucking spandex on. That's why I don't watch that shit. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because thy riches, right? They're mine, right? Verse 6, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, because thou hast set thine heart, which is mine, as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. They shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And that's what they're doing right there in that meeting right now. They're over there talking about this shit right now. So we're going to read just a little bit. This is an article in Oklahoma City. You know, this is where I'm out here. With the recent release in the movie The Sound of Freedom, the conversation on the horror of human trafficking is growing. The movie, a dramatization, details one individual story, but does not even come close to the tragic magnitude of the issue. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand the magnitude of what the fuck these Edomites have done, man. With this, In 2 subsequent weeks of columns, I am going to share some facts with you about human trafficking, the second largest and fastest growing criminal industry in the world behind only drug trafficking. But the Lord said through that traffic they gain riches. So who's trafficking the shit? So I also want to thank Senator Daniel Weaver, whatever, for requesting an interim study on the topic to review to share with lawmakers the tragedies that are occurring in Oklahoma as we work to reduce the numbers of this terrible epidemic, even though there are some fucking demons and they're not. Okay? They're doing demon shit. They're demons. The exact number of the victims is not known, and statistics are hard to track. In Oklahoma, the human trafficking hotline has received 3,153 contacts since the inception in 2007, mostly from calls, text messages, or online reports. The human trafficking hotline has identified 887 cases of human trafficking with 22,559 victims identified in these cases, right? The National Human Trafficking Hotline received reports of 11,500 human trafficking cases nationwide in 2019 alone, man. Okay? And they're doing all types of stuff with these people, man. Alright? These are some demons, man. Alright? They're doing that shit, man. There ain't no motherfucking Jake can't even go down the street with a damn sack of weed in his pocket without going to jail. These motherfuckers is different. You're not getting away with no shit like that, man, without them knowing. This them, man. This is Isaiah. I don't want to get too far into it, but that's enough to just see, like, these motherfuckers is on some bullshit. So Isaiah chapter 29, and I actually do want to do verse 15. And it reads, where is that? Gotta go back. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't just go to 15 and just pull up the whole chapter. Let me go to it. Alright, right here. It reads, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. There's a council of people who are doing that shit, man. It ain't just one Edomite. It's all of them in the works with it. And their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth this? And who knoweth us? See, they don't think that the Lord is taking account of all that wicked ass shit they doing, man. All that wicked ass shit they're doing. The Lord's taking account of all that. You know, if we would have known, if we really would know how much all the wickedness they do, man, you would know why. Hey, you cannot trust our enemies, man. You cannot trust these devils. Psalm chapter 64 verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. So they're not going to talk about human trafficking and not have nothing to do with it, man. They got something to do with it. They commune of laying snares privately. And they say, who shall see them? Why? Because they got all the fucking shit to traffic and nobody can do nothing about it because everybody else is their slaves. So they think they can just do whatever the fuck they want and they're not going to get no repercussions from it because they've been getting away with it for so long. Romans chapter 8 verse 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. So we're waiting for the Lord to take these people down. We're not doing nothing about it other than pointing it out and putting it in the scriptures and saying that they're going to pay for it. We're going to let the Lord take vengeance. We're not going to take vengeance. It's what we're supposed to be doing. And Yahawashi answered, John chapter 3 verse 3, and Yahawashi answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again. What does that mean? You got to have an Eastern mindset. You have to have a mindset that is separate from this place. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be purging ourselves so we won't get purged by fire. Okay? We're going to get purged by spiritual fire, which we're doing right now. We don't want to get purged by the real fire. Hell no. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. And we want to see it on this side, man. We want to make it. Okay, we want to be those chosen people of the Lord, you know, and we know that, you know, through our works that doesn't make you the elect. It's if you were chosen. And that's why we say, you know, we're the hopeful elect. We just doing all we can to show that, hey, we praying to just be part of that number, man. But it says like, I was listening to Shalom 777 yesterday. He's in GMS, and he was talking about how the heathen dread the name of the Lord. So if you're a heathen, you're not going to be doing this. You're not going to be doing this, especially with all your might. You won't do it. You dread the name of the. You will dread the name of the Lord. You won't do this. So that's a good sign that that we're Israelites. That's great to know that. But now we got to get to that next section. We're going to be 33% of our people. Part of those people make it out of here. That's what we're striving for. To make sure that we're even worthy, even to be forgiven. Okay, by doing what? Turn back to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? So they're doing all this shit, but the Lord sees their ass, man. Saith the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Do I not fill heaven and earth? Saith the Lord. Yeah, he does. You're not getting away with shit. I'm not getting away with shit. Ain't nobody getting away with shit. Whatever the fuck you did, you need to repent to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and have charity and be serious about this work, and be serious about edifying the flock. Be serious about doing, seeking the Lord's salvation and trembling, proving your own self, proving to the brotherhood that you love the brotherhood. You got to do all that stuff, because it said without charity, all this shit don't even matter, man. What you doing? It's just noise. So this is right here. It says, watch RAF Typhoon take on three Russian jets on NATO's front line as a terrified pilot warns. He said one mistake and it's what? World War III, man. One mistake. So we can watch a little bit of this. We're gonna see what it play out. If it'll let it play, it might not let it play. Let's see.
Very quickly, these two fighters start to pitch down.
Equinesium 1, Spoggy is splitting and reducing speed. Flight level 300, single to 27, climb, standby 1.
It's that uncertainty of what's going through his mind, what's his task, what's he willing to do to achieve it.
2 bogies directly below me, and 1 bogie is turning north directly below me.
I lose sight of them. I can't see them under the aeroplane. I'm starting to worry. They'll just slow down for no reason, sometimes they'll speed up for no reason.
2 bogies are currently climbing back up.
So they're just
Very
fucking with him.
to determine where those acts are coming from. Is it coming directly down from Putin himself? Is this guy just trying to endanger my aeroplane because that's what his mindset is? I don't know. There's a degree of playing mind games. But if I make an error, the result can be pretty catastrophic. If I get caught up in the moment and accidentally collide with one of these aircraft, it could lead to an escalation into World War III,
fucking war,
where your heart is going a million beats per minute. Because you've got all those things in the back of your head.
See? And that's just one day they dealing with that kind of shit on a regular basis, man. Alright? Something's about to pop off, man. Something's about to pop off. They over there in the meeting right now. They over there, on the front lines of NATO, flying around their planes, mean mugging them basically. Like, yeah, it's about to go down, bro. We've been talking about it. Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. I love pulling this one up. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, man. We right there. Isaiah, this is what's going to happen. Isaiah chapter 3. Verse 25. And it reads, many men, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, man. They gonna fall, man. And what I want to do is I want to take this, I want to read this in the NLT as well. 26 too. So it reads, let it pull up. It reads, the men in the city will be killed by the sword, and her warriors will die in battle. And this is what happened to us in 70 AD. That's why it's going to happen to them. The gates of Zion, which is Israel, so weeping mourn in the city, will be like a ravished woman huddled on the ground. And didn't it say, do like unto her as why they did us? That's how they did us, man. So this is how we know they all going to perish, man. Throughout all the scriptures, man. Job chapter 34 verse 20, and that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, the things that we're reading that happen to us, we know it's going to happen to them. You know, it's kind of, it's also like sorrowful, you know, that we fail like that. But at the same time, we're like, oh, see, we already passed our part. It's y'all turn to get y'all ass whooped. You see what I'm saying? Now I don't want to look that up in NLT. I want to look it up over here. Job chapter 34 verse 20. And it reads, in a moment, so ain't gonna be too much time, shall they die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight, which means judgment day, basically, and pass away, and the mighty shall be taken away without hands. So it's gonna be real quick, man. This place is not gonna last that long, man, once this shit goes down. Job chapter 12, verse 19. He leadeth princes away spoiled and overthroweth the mighty. That's what the Lord does. He can overthrow anything. But America's so proud, they think that they're going to just keep on being wicked. Verse 20, he removeth away the speech of the trusty and taketh away the understanding of the age. See, so any knowledge that we have is from Bahasham, Yahawashi. Verse 21, he poureth contempt upon princes, and he weakeneth the strength of the mighty. And that's what he's doing right now. How is he weakening them? He's weakening them through exposing them through his truth, dividing the other nations against them, dividing them against themselves. They ain't gonna be able to stand too much longer. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 26. And it reads, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, man. There's gonna be nobody around, okay, other than the elect. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. And that's what it's gonna be across all of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so we're gonna need wisdom and knowledge to understand the stabilities of those times that we're in. We're gonna need to know, you know, these scriptures, because it's like we're gonna be like, oh, no, we know why there ain't nobody walking around. So now we're gonna deal with this. It says House Freedom Caucus. It says let Trump walk or we will shut down the government, man. Okay, so it's starting to show real division here. All right, they said if you don't let his ass walk, his demon ass, we're gonna shut down everything in this motherfucker. Okay. So it says the House Freedom Caucus issued a series of ultimatums Monday, outlining demands it wants met before the right-wing group's members will support a measure to raise the U.S. debt ceiling and continue to fund the federal government, man. This is serious. Among them, the end of the myriad criminal cases pending against former President Donald Trump and the so-called weaponization of the Justice Department against conservatives, as well as ensure passage of a draconian, remember draconian, the dragon, right? That old serpent, draconian means harsh laws, the dragon, immigration law, and amorphous demand to end woke policies in the U.S. military. Furthermore, we will oppose any attempt by Washington to revert to its old playbook using a series of short-term funding extensions designed to push Congress up against the December deadline to force the passage of yet another monstrous budgeting portfield. They said portfield. Well, they is dogging themselves, man. Lobbyists handout omnibus spending bill at year's end. See, because they already did one this year, and they're like, we're not doing no more, bro. If y'all lock up, you know how the rappers, they be like free day in the cut, right? Well, that's how the Esau Edom doing now. They said fuck justice. You don't free motherfucking Smokey and Day, we gonna fucking shut everything down. Fuck all the talking shit. That's where they at right now, man. They not fucking giving a fuck about none of that justice shit no more, man. And it's a beautiful time for Israel, because we know we just about to fuck out of here. Lord willing. So we're going to go over here before we start pulling in some precepts. We're going to look up this, okay? We're going to see this article, and we're going to deal with one more article, and then we're going to pull some precepts. Over here it says the U.S. government shutdown looks likely, and it'll hit stocks and the economy. And that's Goldman Sachs. That's what they're saying. Right? So it says, I'll just read the bulletins. I might read a little bit more. The U.S. government shutdown is more likely than not to happen in 2023. That's this year, right? That's his warning. Lawmakers have been sparring over government spending and are unlikely to agree on a budget in time. And why not? Why are they not agreeing on a budget? Because they ain't letting out their homie, man. He said, free my motherfucking brother, man. Or we gonna make sure this bitch crash. And this is just a way for them to have an excuse to crash it so they can bring in the CEO. They're gonna let it happen, man. If they let Trump out, all the shit he did, hey, it's gonna be either one way. Whether they don't let him out or they let him out, it's gonna be a fucking civil war, man. Okay, because the nation's already too divided for it not to be. That could be a headwind to stocks and economic growth, the bank said, right? The government looks on track to shut down at the end of next month. That's set to weigh in the stocks in the economy, man. That's what he's saying. And it's the 23rd, man. We got not too much longer till next month. You know? So, you know, we'll read a little bit more. The government, the federal government looks more likely not to temporarily shut down later this year. The bank's team of strategists warned on a note on Sunday evening. This has looked fairly likely since the debt limit deal, in light of the thin house majority of the lack of consensus on spending levels. Consensus, Salakia. Politicians have been sparring over government spending constraints and the U.S. rising debt load for months, leading markets to fret over a potential U.S. debt default earlier this year. So, you know, they want to had an argument to try to suspend it till 2025, but they just, you know, they're not going to do that. They want to get this global system going because they know that this place is basically on life support, man. It's done. So while that's going on, I was going to try to play a video. I'm going to exit out of it. So you already read it. While that's going on, this is something else that's happening. 5,000 jobs could disappear in a dramatic revision of the U.S. government data, man. Okay, and this was posted yesterday. So, U.S. payroll growth in the year through March may have been weaker than we previously reported, to the tune of 500,000 jobs, resulting in less robust members could make the Fed think twice about further hike rates, according to a report. But they got to, because they ain't make no bread, because ain't nobody here. Everybody's over there in the meeting right now like, fuck them, we're making our own shit. Last year, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics employment reports repeatedly shocked economists with a larger than expected payroll gains and saw over 10 million job openings in 20 straight months, right? A record-breaking streak that ended in January, and a key reason behind the Federal Reserve's continued interest rate hikes, right? Because they spent all that money trying to start new jobs and like basically like they tried to hit America Babylon the Great with a defibrillator, basically. It didn't work. So, however, Daniel Silver, an economist at J.P. Morgan Chase estimates that the federal agencies primarily benchmark revision is revised on Wednesday. It will be nearly 500,000 off of the level of total employment reported in the year through March, according to a report shared with the Post. If silver is correct, it will be more than 40,000 fewer jobs per month over the 12-month period, blah, blah, blah. So we know that it's fucking crashing. So we're going to go over here. We're going to deal with that. Going to exit out on both of these. And then we're going to pull up some precepts. I got a few more articles with a few more scriptures, and then I'm be done. So we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2 that I spoke of earlier. And it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's literally what we're seeing in these articles right now on a daily basis. This is what's being played out. You know, there's no way that this shit's gonna last too much longer. They said they were gonna shut down the government next month. Damn it, this is popping off. You know. And we don't know how long it's going to be, because they had a government shutdown one time, and, you know, shit came running back. But that was before, that was when there was actually people here, you know, from other nations that kept it, you know, started it back up. But now they don't got that. So we know this is the last time, man. This place is through. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. This is how we know this place is through. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So that's why we can't, as believers, we can't be in a house and be around like unbelievers and be in the world, because that's a divided house, right? We got to be with the house King David, man. Verse 26, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall that kingdom stand, man? It's not. It's not going to stand. And if by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges, right? Verse 28, but if I cast out devils by the Spirit of the Most High, and how are you doing that? Through his men. Then the kingdom of the Most High has come unto you. See? Verse 29, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man? Then he will spoil his house. That's how these Edomites get down. Okay? And they spoiling their own damn house. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 16. Oh, man. All right, Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. And that's what the Lord's doing. He is about to break the staff of bread of America, Babylon the Great, and he's going to make them do it to themselves. And they think the sea hip is going to be some savior for it, and it's going to be the reason why they get destroyed. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So we know this is why they're talking about they're going to lose these jobs. After they revise the government, they got to revise it. Why? Because it has to fit in with the central digital bank currency system and push the C hip, man, the mark of the beast, man. That's what's happening right now. They're finna shut this bitch down, and when it comes back up, it's going to be chip.com. Okay, and if you're not worshiping Bahasham, you're going to take that shit. So China officials hit by U.S. sanctions over forced assimilation of children in Tibet, right? So basically they're hitting them with telling they forced these children in Tibet, where say 1 million children have been separated from their families. So they're forcing these children to separate from their families and learn this bullshit ass, whatever doctrine they got them learning, right? So they're sanctioning it. But when you look at it, it's like, this is hypocritical, because America, Babylon the Great ain't do nothing but force shit too, right? when you look at here, Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It's the same thing that American Babylon the Great did. So you gonna sanction them when they learn that shit from you and they just doing it by force like you did it? Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. That's why they're using their force, because that's all they got. That's the power they got, the sword. But you know, Moab, which is so-called Chinese, they got their sword from Esau Edom. That's why they can use it. They're doing the same thing Esau Edom does. They're following after the devil. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. That's what Esau Edom did. But now they trying to go around and talk about sanction people because they forcing motherfuckers too. That's what I'm saying. That's why the nations is tired of this place. The other nations is, because they're like, we doing what your ass did. We gonna get sanctioned for it? Like you just a good guy or some shit? Hell no. That's why they over there in that office right now talking about how they fucking hate this place. Genesis chapter 4 verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. That's why Esau Edom used fertilizer. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. So he's a thief and a vagabond, but he's sanctioning other people for doing the same fucking thing. That's what I'm saying. These devils is just, they're hypocrites, man. And what did it say earlier? He gonna bind the hypocrites and they gonna destroy them, man. So second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 46. And it reads, and thou Asia, that partaker of the hope of Babylon, that's why they be doing the same shit they be doing, and art the glory of her person, right? Verse 47, woe be unto thee, which means destruction. Woe means destruction. Thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like
Does
unto
Canelo
her.
Alvarez really
So
relax?
we know, Salakia, we know that what is being done.
Boxing. Or
Oh, this doggone infomercial. What we know is she's literally doing, like, they're doing literally the same thing that America Babylon the Great's doing. See, they made themselves like unto her. So we know that them forcing these kids to do this shit, that's just like America Babylon the Great forcing us to go to their whack ass school and they whack ass church when we was in slavery, man. Telling us we got to call on Jesus Christ. They ain't get sanctioned for that. And thou hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which talking about the other nations, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And this is them committing whoredom with America Babylon the Great, doing it to these kids. And America try to come at them like they're bad guys. So, Shalom, Aki, how about Shema Shabrakatah? At the water for the, he said something about, I'm gonna put a post news bulletin that you got right here. Said, breaking news, Russian private military group leader, Prigozhin, Salaki if I said that right, feared dead in recent plane crash in Moscow. So that's something else that you can go look up if you want to go look it up. The water for the article. So we're gonna, get back to the topic of, these people doing the same thing that American Babylon the Great's doing. Okay? So they shouldn't be getting sanctioned for being demons, okay? But the demons are saying, said, no, only we can do it. You can't do it. Okay, it's some hypocritical ass shit. That's why they're tired of this place. That's why they're coming with the BRICS and they're like, nah, fuck them. We're not fucking with them no more because they just keep doing wicked shit and then when we do it, it's a problem. So that's why they're like, fuck them. So 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like they're an angel of light by sanctioning them, saying, oh, well, you forced assimilated them and you're just not doing right. But they're demons and they be doing shit too. So I got one more article. I only got one precept to it and then I'm done. And it says, I was attacked by violent hybrid animal yards from my front door. It took cops more than 2 weeks to take it away. So for you women out there that don't got no man of the Lord, hey man, you better think twice. You really think you don't need a man of the Lord? Look what happened to this lady. Got her ass jacked up. The Lord sent a vessel of vengeance to her front door. He didn't shoot her ass up, man. Alright? You need to serve your man, you know, whether he in the truth or not. Okay? If you're in the truth and you got a man that's not in the truth, you gotta serve him anyways. That the Lord's gonna have favor to you. He ain't gonna have no dog come chew your ass up on your front porch. So that's why like you gotta really be serious about this thing, man. Shit ain't no game, man. People out here getting jacked up.
It still took 17 days for it to be picked up.
Late last month, Amos Reed was attacked by a loose dog as she was walking on East 147th near Kinsman.
When the dog bit me, I screamed from the top of my lungs.
She says a good Samaritan called 911 to help get the dog away from her body.
Dog was attacking the shit out of her, man. Alright, it started going off. But there it is, you know. I don't think it was that long. That's what it was. It wasn't that long. So, this is Isaiah. You know, and they said somebody called the police. But what happened during Jacob's trouble? There ain't no police around. You ain't got no man of the Lord. That dog gonna eat your ass alive, man. You can't be fucking around with Yahawashi, man. Isaiah chapter 32 verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. So if you're a woman that's going through things and you know you're not at ease, you know this is actually a good thing. Because the Lord is getting women that are at ease right now. So, you know, that doesn't mean that you can't have a time where you relax. Not saying that. I'm just saying that are at ease in their mind, thinking that, you know, they don't need a man in the Lord. They don't gotta serve the you know, Israel to the best of their abilities. They don't have to do stuff like that. And that's what these women, you know, these women out here in the world thinking like, oh, I can just do my own thing. I don't need no man, right? These are these women is talking about. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vengeance shall fail, the gathering not come. And ain't gonna be no police come save your ass next time. So you gotta start, you know, getting you a man of the Lord and serving him, man. So you can be protected in that day. Verse 11, trouble ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So, you know, it's just a message, you know, to you women out there, you know, who maybe might be new coming to the truth, or women that, you know, been in the truth for a while. Make sure you get you a man of the Lord and you serve him to the best of your abilities, you know. That's gonna bring great favor to your life and your election being made sure. Because there is the hopeful elect lady out there, you know, and that will be the elect, man. So you gotta that's your way of serving Yahawashi, being a pillar of rest for one of his men who is doing the work out here, you know. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone led me to the truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. The judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42, wild ball, the water for everybody who's tuning in. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. Lord willing, we'll be able to, you know, exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. And we make it through until the end and endure to the end, even through death if we got to. Shalom.